What up, everyone? Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. It's your boy, the Crackhead, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful Friday. I am in my favorite convenience store when I want to do shopping in my neighborhood, and this is because I want to show you guys, tomato puree. All right, in Nigeria, Erisco sued Mrs Okoli and said she has to pay about 5 billion naira for making a bad review about her products. And I'm making this video to prove that Erisco is wrong in actually what he's doing. And Mrs Okoli herself, she is not wrong per se, but the way she went about it, even though it's not very bad, but I'm gonna talk about it. So I'm in this convenience store and I want to show you guys different tomatoes. All right, okay, so this is the tomato section, and I'm just gonna bring out 3 different tomato puree. All right, this is pulpa, concentrated tomato. Even though it's in Hebrew, you may not really you will not understand. It's an Italian tomato puree. So this is pulpa. I keep it by the side, and this is another tomato puree. You can see here it's written crushed tomatoes in tomato puree. So you can see this is another tomato puree, and I'm keeping it here by the side. And I'm gonna take another one. This is another tomato. All right, now guys, if you notice in this tomato, the tin of this tomato, there is this symbol. This is like a teaspoon of sugar. All right, now this is trying to let us understand that this tomato, when you buy it or when you use it, it might have a little sweet taste. So this is why this symbol is here. And if you check on this one, this symbol is not there. And if you check on this one also, this symbol is not here. So what am I trying to say, and why am I showing you guys this? The reason is because first of all, guys, Mrs Okoli bought Erisco tomato puree, and probably she didn't know that this tomato is sweet. But I guess she knew, because in the review that she wrote it is too sweet, meaning that she might have known that very tomato is the sweet kind of tomato. Because guys, honestly, something like this happened to me a long time ago here in Israel. One time I went to a shop to buy my tomato puree to make my rice and stew, and after cooking the rice and making the stew with the tomato I bought, upon tasting the stew, it turned out to be sweet. I'm like, what? When did I add sugar to my stew? And that was when my girl told me, you bought the sweet tasteful tomato. So maybe this was what happened to Mrs Okoli. Maybe she didn't know that what she bought was actually the sweeter kind of tomato, or maybe she knew, but in her review, because she stated that it was too sweet, if she knew that this was the sweet kind, she went ahead to buy it because she likes cooking with it. But on tasting it, she found out that it was too sweet. It was sweeter than normal. And she went ahead to write a review about that this was too sweet. Now, in the case she did not know, then this is where Erisco tomato, or Erisco the company, is wrong. Because if in that tomato, when I looked at their Instagram page, I saw their different products, and on the container of those tomato, I did not see a place where it was indicated that that tomato would be the sweet kind, just like I showed you guys in the ones I picked. So I did not see a label, or I did not see something to indicate that that was actually a sweet tomato. Maybe it is written on the other side of the tin, but even if it is written, it should be written boldly, because the only thing I see written boldly is enjoy your delicious taste, enjoy delicious. That's what they write on their tin. But if you want to say that because they wrote it's delicious, it means that it should be sweet. Tell me, egusi soup is delicious, but is it sweet like sugar? Afang soup is delicious, is it sweet like sugar? So guys, producers, manufacturers in Nigeria, when you are manufacturing your products, when you bring out your product to the public, please indicate whatever things you put in that product. Okay, because as it is, if actually Erisco did not put that in your tomato, I mean that it is sweet, did not indicate on the tin tomatoes or the tin product that they are making that it is sweet, it means that they are deceiving their customers. Why? Because customers, just like I made that mistake to buy a tomato thinking that it was actually the normal tomato, but that was my mistake because again it's in Hebrew, and since I do not read Hebrew, that's why I made that mistake. But for people in Nigeria, there's no such mistake, because if it is written there, you would see that it's the sweet kind of tomato and you will not buy it. Okay, so Erisco tomato, or I say Erisco tomato, so Erisco company should indicate whatever product, whatever substance they are putting in their products, because if not, they are deceiving and misleading their clients. A client or a customer will buy a product thinking that it is what they are buying, not knowing that it's a different thing. So that is deceit. At least when I scroll down the pictures on Instagram of the Erisco product, there was a particular product they put with honey. So you see, they indicated with honey, so that if you buy that product and find out that it is sweet, it's already written with honey. So this case between Erisco and Mrs. Okoli, I would say this case has no substance. Honestly, it has no substance, because first of all, this woman went ahead to write an honest review what she feels. Now, if you say she is, destroying your brand, your product, so you want to tell me that somebody should not make a review of what they bought? Your clients, your customers are always right. If she knew what she bought was a sweet kind of tomato and then she found out it was too sweet, yes, we all have different taste buds. Maybe to some other person it's not very sweet, but to her it's very sweet. So she has the right to complain in the review, so that if you want to buy that tomato and you do not like sweet tomato, understand that this tomato is the sweet one. That's the purpose of review. So I don't see anywhere she would have been sued or she would have been arrested for any reason. So Erisco is wrong in that aspect, very wrong. And to the woman's lawyer, I don't know, what is your job? These are things you should bring up to the judge, or these are things you should bring up. That first of all, the label to indicate that that tomato was sweet or is a sweet tomato is not on that thing. But if it is, then your defense should be that it should be boldly written, so that people who are buying it will see that this is the sweet kind of tomatoes. And for the rest of you who are attacking and saying this woman is wrong, no wonder you are being scammed all over in Nigeria. Because I remember when Crowd One came, the first person that fell victim of Crowd One never complained, and up to the 10,000th person, until the 10,000th person was let's say scammed, and then he cried or she cried, whoa, I've been scammed, Crowd One is scam. And then the first person comes to say, yeah, it's true, they scammed me. And then the 80th person comes, yeah, they scammed me. So guys, when you see a problem, speak up. It's not spoiling anybody's business. You are preventing something bad to happen to the next consumer. This is one of the things very dark black man was advocating for. If you see somebody do something bad, report. Talk about it, because if you think you are ruining that person's business, you are actually ruining other people's lives if you fail to report. So if you go online, for those of you who think writing bad reviews warrants arrest or sue, go online, search on Coca-Cola reviews. You will see so many nasty and bad and wow reviews written about Coca-Cola, but yet Coca-Cola hasn't arrested, hasn't sued anybody. In fact, to shock you, go online and type Nigerian police reviews, and you will see the reviews written about people from different countries about the Nigerian police. So if you have a business and you expect that nobody should talk bad about your business, then you play. So guys, this was why I came to the shop today to make this video, to actually let you guys understand that Mrs. Okoli, even though people think she is wrong, she is not wrong for writing that review. The only thing I would say she made a mistake was when somebody replied on the review, you are destroying my brother's product or my brother's company or my in-laws company, she replied by saying, your brother product go kill person, something like that. Well, that was to the extreme. That was to the extreme, but still, that is not a criteria to sue her, because in Nigeria we all talk how we want. Okay, we talk in Nigeria out of the heat of the moment. All right, so Erisco, you are, I'm sorry to say this, you are a disappointment as a businessman, because if you want people to patronize you and praise you, then you do not know business. Dangote is being reviewed, Dangote is criticized, and yet I haven't heard that Dangote arrested or sue anybody for writing bad reviews. So this man Erisco, no, you are wrong. And any judge in Nigeria that would convict this Mrs. Okoli for writing that bad review, well, I will be very disappointed about the law system in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's your boy, the Crackhead. Have a wonderful Friday. Bye for now.